Hello and welcome to DCP with us three. Instead of Briar. Briar's not here. We got Myelin, we got Fran. Yep.
I'm back.
Too much golf from Briar.
Too much golf.
Had to put him on notice.
With the local pub men.
What hobbies? What new hobbies have I missed since I've been away? What has Briar recently taken up?
I haven't been here either.
Dude,
I missed two, I
right.
think.
It's the golf sim stuff. He's gone like
We're
full
on the golf
bonkers,
sim?
deeper than we've seen him go with anything else. I'll give you
Okay,
all
I
the
think
short
we s-
version.
I
if
think
you
we
want.
started with the golf sim when I left last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been going on since then. He's upgraded the garage multiple times. He's tried different projectors, and it's gotten like he put up
Hold
nets.
on, is Briar a drug dealer? Like, where does this money
know.
come from? I need to
He's got a
know.
lot of money. He's
Like,
got
he always
horses
had-
and stuff.
He picks the most expensive hobbies.
He
He's
does.
like Warhammer,
Yeah.
then golf sim. Like, what else do you get that's more
I think
expensive than that?
Who knows? You know, you never know. But I actually think it was more like, you know, they worked hard, played hard for a while, like lived the American dream early, and now they, you know, they managed closely. I have no idea though. We
Maybe
did learn.
he's doing what Mila's doing. His wife is a high, big baller.
Could be.
Could be.
Good,
Right.
Jimmy could be
We're all
bowling, yeah.
kept women here, all right? We're
Yeah.
all
But
kept women.
we did learn though that I think he has a second garage that the golf thing is set up in, and that is definitely when I said the same thing. I was like,
You're like,
what is going on? Plus the stuff with the
Can
cops
you
showing up at his
imagine
door.
how fun it would be to see, like, go to Briar's house? It'd be
Briar's
like
house,
that
yeah.
kid when you were like young who had all the toys. He'd be like, do you want to have a game of Warhammer, golf sim? Here's
Yeah.
the VR room.
It's
Or do you want to
totally
go for a
that guy.
kayak and have a beer and a fish? You're like, no, I don't know.
do you want to
man, I
go for a
wanna do it
horse
all."
ride? We got 7 there. You can pick your whichever one you like best.
Dude, Briar's like definitely had to be. He probably was that kid. I don't know when he was young. Yeah, he had everything, but now he's like the coolest neighbor. And so, if you're lucky enough to live wherever he lives,
He said he was
like the
inviting all
coolest
his neighbors last potty. Really?
yeah. He said
So he
had,
was
like,
doing
mock
that.
people.
I was role playing Briar in our graders.
No,
As a
The funniest thing, and if you missed this, you missed the greatest content that's been on Twitch in a while, which is what's an AI playing R graders and what's using the voice AI changer to be a dude.
the
and then
doodliest dude. Yeah, it was
the
the lowest.
doodliest dude, and the manliest man, and then screaming at random players that they're invited to a golfing sim session to be a man or something like that.
Would you like to join
So
me in
good.
man activities? You can come to my garage and
Yo, he was gonna get banned.
do
fast
band
with that one.
stuff.
You're saying that in chat. Would you like to join me for man activities?
Yes.
My
Yeah,
house?
yeah. Yep. And the
Oh,
first
I-
game
I
we
can stop
had
laughing.
is I was using the male voice changer, and someone was about to finish me, and I was like, "Don't do it! You know, men together strong." And then they had the voice changer that turned them into a woman, and they said, "I'm an independent woman," and killed me.
That
Man.
knocked you out.
Oh, God, I'm.
Oh god.
By the way, I'm sure
That
we'll
was a
talk
time.
more about arc raiders lately, but on later. But on that note, I had the funniest experience, and they were definitely. My guess is, and you tell me with this situation, I think they must have been like a 10-year-old or something, but with a voice changer that I think was female, but it's still, you know, with that kid voice with the change, it sounded like. Basically, they sounded 10 years old, and they may have
I think
actually
that
been.
voice changer always is like that. I think that always makes them sound like that.
But their behavior was really so. Anyway, I'm like busy trying to kill like a huge enemy on my own solo. Sneaks up on me. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I'm a little busy, you know. Sort of like go away. They're like, oh, you know, nothing's going on. Actually, it was more like, oh, you know, just need some XP. And I was like, well, you know, I'm busy. You know how it is. So, and they just wouldn't leave. Long story short. Then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let them poke around. And so I killed the thing. And I'm like, well, I got to loot. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool, you know? And I was like, well, I thought you just needed XP. Like, I'm going to go loot because you know how it is. You know, they just won't leave. And so I go all the way down there. I like am trying to not. I was convinced it was somebody making TikTok shorts and YouTube shorts stuff. Going to set me up at some point, especially with the voice changer. Super suspect, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Go down there doing all this. I'm like, just please leave. I didn't say that to them. I was dropping obvious hints. And anyway, he just kept saying random stuff. My favorite thing that I wanted to lead to here was We did all of this, and we're like climbing back up a ladder, and I'm like, well, probably, be on our way. And he's like, you got any apricots? And I was like, what's this dude following me around saying they need XP? And now you're talking about fruit, which you can get in the game, right? But like, none of it makes sense. And then had me so tilted that it like just kept following me, triggered a Rocketeer. And then they were chasing him, the Rocketeer, huge enemy that will blow you up. And I'm like, I got to get the F out. So while that happened, I ran like to the left. And then I run into like a bastion, which is a giant enemy with tons of machine guns. And it just hoses me after all of this work. Oh, so mad at this person. And I call him Fruit Jackass. That's the name I landed on.
Fruit Jackass.
This is
apricots.
how I describe extraction shooters to people. It's like moments of random interaction that make good stories to tell your friends. That's like the reason I like these kind of funny games where you can like talk with other people and betray people. Like yesterday, same thing happened when it helped a guy kill a leaper. And he's like, yeah, no, friendly. And then as I was looting, he shot me. But I was just coming out of my inventory. I blast him. I down him. He's like, GG, you got me. Then I hear his baby crying in the background. I'm like, you've got a kid. I've got a kid too. He's only 4 weeks old. And I'm like, I'm a dad. You're a dad. Just like dad on dad violence.
Oh, you weren't going to res him out.
2 hours to play a day. I need the loot. And we're just like screaming at each other.
That's great.
Being desperate to get loot in the game.
You can't trust anyone out there is the point.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the percentage of like friendly encounters with console versus PC?
Console.
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know if you saw it, Fran, it was like PC players was like only 5% of betrayals. They did a huge data set too. Like two brothers or something did like 200 games of Arc Raiders on PC and on console, one on console, one on PC, and just commenting to everyone. And 5% of PC players like, I mean, the data's not quite right because not everyone answers you. Like it just had like responded friendly and then shot you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it wasn't like people on PC were pretty friendly. And I think console was like 30% or something.
Yeah, it was way higher. Way higher.
I wonder why. I would have thought, I don't know if like, because there's not many extraction games on console.
I wonder if console players are less likely to have a mic.
Less likely to have a mic.
So they're just like, I'm just going to shoot people.
Maybe not as familiar with the genre in general because there's not. I think there's only recently.
Delta Force.
What's that Tarkov, Chinese Tarkov? The Arena Breakout.
Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Is it?
Delta Force. Yeah. That came out in console. I'm not too sure if Arena Breakout came out in console too. But like there hasn't been, a lot of extraction games. So people maybe aren't, used to it or a bit like nervous. I think the more nervous a player is, the more like trigger happy they are, right? Like, I don't want to lose my gear. Just like blast everyone.
So wait, which of the stats were you talking about? Sorry, I was reading the time.
The console had like 30% betrayal compared to.
Oh yeah. See, I think you're I think you're giving them too much credit. Like, I just feel like born out of, and I'm stereotyping, but Xbox, Call of Duty, that whole like ecosystem lives on today. And these people are just like adults now. Yeah, with the kid, like you mentioned. That he was the same person that was like 12 then, like screaming expletives over the Xbox Live mic. I think it's just in their nature. We're PC players. I don't know. I'm not.
They're
like,
just bitches.
There's some
those
complexity
console
there.
guys,
Yeah.
just bad people.
I'm not hating on everybody who plays on console because like I'm born out of that too. But I've always loved PC and like. I don't know. It's funny because we were just talking about it last night and they were just like PC players are more, or console players are more toxic. And there was chatter about turning off crossplay and anecdotal, but someone was right. Like, oh, it is better. I just played on PC and it was like better. And I'm like, well, probably actually.
Fran's like, I'm not saying they're bad, but you'll turn it off.
But I guarantee you Fruit Jackass was probably on console. God, man.
I would have just killed him.
Apricots? Oh, I was really close to pulling that trigger.
Especially if I think it's a kid.
I don't know why. But for whatever reason, people there's a balaclava you can wear and the voice and the AI voice changer and it's like a 90% chance those mother truckers will betray you.
Yeah, they even,
They're like all the same Call of Duty kids or something. I don't know
what I'm
why they're
saying.
wearing all the same
Yes.
gear.
It's the all black
let everyone
stompy
know.
gear. It's the, you know, it's the PvP like sweat lord look. Every game that has
Yes.
PvP has like a sweaty
Yes.
look. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Every
it.
single
for
one.
sure.
I was telling chat, I was like, if you are changing your cosmetics to try get that 1% advantage because you blend into a bush better, like you are the PvPer, right? You know, because you're min-maxing every aspect, like fucking cranking up the gamma
Playing
on
the
your
meta.
monitor, putting
Oh my
putting them-
god!
Turning down your
turning off
graphics.
all the textures. Yeah, so you can like hopefully the bush doesn't render, and you can This I hate those people. It's so obnoxious.
Well,
But yeah,
how you guys been? We got
it's
into Dark Raiders.
it's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a
It's
while
been a
since
long
we've
time
all been
because
together. I think.
Yeah, I wasn't here last week because I was playing Nioh 3, which my embargo is up in like 12 hours. But so I'm not going to fully break it, but I'll give you a little bit
Just a
more
little.
than I
Test
normally.
it.
Just a little
Test
bit.
its strength.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You
And
just
then,
delay the podcast upload and you'll be right.
yeah, true.
Have to be here live.
Yeah.
True.
Actually, it will net out. That's about 12 hours from now that it gets up, I think. But we are live, so anyway.
I was not here last week because I was invited out by Team Ninja to play Nioh 3, which was crazy.
in San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Didn't get to see her, but she was
No.
down the road.
Yeah, I was like right by the airport. Everything was by the airport, like 5 minutes from the airport. Everything.
Yeah.
We had a dinner the night that I arrived. Fighting Cowboy was there. Distortion, Roombi, Poofalama. I can't remember the other people. I'm sorry.
I played the demo of Nioh. That demo of Nioh 3 was out, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That
the
was
alpha demo. Yep.
He's there. Yeah. Which is it's kind of described as like a looter. How would you describe it? Because it's got like almost this PoE loot drop aspect to it, but it's mixed into a action RPG Soulsy.
Yeah, Nioh has always been like when it first came out, I think when Nioh 1 came out, they're like, it's a Souls-like. But as it kind of made its own thing in the landscape, it's like, there's a very big difference when you're playing, like, for example, First Berserker Kazan is inspired by Nioh, and playing that versus like Lies of P, you can tell how
Different
they are. Yeah, like it's a very different thing. So it's super high octane action. You're not just like waiting for the enemy to attack, dodge, attack. It's very like combo based. There's lots of combos
action,
you can do, very fast paced. And then you also have loot drops similar to PoE and Diablo, where there's rarities and they have like different affixes and prefixes on them, and you can make builds and there's set bonuses and all of that. So it's lots of builds that you can make, but in more of like a kind of Soulsy action game environment.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sorry
With
to interrupt. So
yokai.
then you had dinner, you got
We had
flown
dinner.
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was sitting next
And you got to play it?
Bowmain Monster Hunter extraordinaire, who works at Team Ninja, who is the Koei Tecmo community manager Twitter account guy.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting next to Master. Fran knows him, apparently.
Yeah. Way back though.
Supposedly.
I haven't seen Master in a long time.
Sitting next to Master, a lot of people know him because he like competed in Dead or Alive and stuff, and like
Emmanuel, is it?
yeah. And he posted, if you saw when Ninja Gaiden 4 came out and Xbox did this thing where they were in a helicopter playing Ninja Gaiden 4 on a screen in the sky, that was him.
That's pretty cool.
That's him. Yeah. So I was sitting between him and then across from me was another Team Ninja guy. So that was great because I got to meet people who I've like talked to for a while. And then the morning of, one of the Team Ninja guys was literally just picking us up in a car and driving us everywhere and like picking up our bags and like holding the umbrella, which is very, very nice. And the day of, we got to play for 3 hours, but Team Ninja are like super chill with this stuff. If you wanted to arrive earlier, if you had a later slot, because they had 2 slots for game capture. If you had one of the later slots, you could show up early if you wanted, because they only invited 8 content creators out. So they had a ton of space for people to sit and capture stuff. So I sat down.
Feels like the way to go, doesn't it? Just to
Yes.
pick your, people who really are fans of the genre, fans of the company, and know they'll make content, know that they'll, be like leaders in the area, and then just keep it chill. And you can trust everyone not to break an NDA, except for Watts is going to tell us everything right now.
I'm going to tell you everything, every little thing. The thing with Nioh, it's really easy to talk about Nioh 3 because it's literally Nioh 2, but there's more of it and it's bigger, and there's like, it's just more. This is more of it. It's bigger.
And you've seen the demo too.
And we played we played the demo.
Top secret.
Yep. We can talk about that.
You could definitely tell us like what your predictions are for like how you think it's going to launch, like you could tell us that, right?
It's going to be so good. Right. Nioh 2 is one of my favorite games ever. Nioh 3 it's like Nioh 2, but the exploration is like there's so much exploration that you can do.
Yeah.
Like you can just beeline to a boss, sure, but the exploration is genuinely really good. It's really
it felt like
good.
that in the demo. Like for a demo, it felt pretty decent.
Yeah, it's good. It's super rewarding.
Ways. Mm-hmm.
Lots of weapons.
Is there a big audience for Nioh? Like, do you think this will pop off and become more mainstream, or do you think it'll stay like niche?
Sales numbers.
It's definitely bigger than niche though, in the sense like I don't know if it's like a couple million sold or more, but like I think it's probably in that territory.
So the overall Nioh series, Nioh 1 and 2, has sold 7.5 million.
Yeah, there you go.
Nioh 2 is at 2.5 million.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where
those are big games.
It's big, but it's niche, right? It's kind of like Ninja Gaiden. It's like well known, people know about it, but there's definitely more of a niche audience, and there's like a very specific, I think, person that really likes the Nioh games. So I think it will do really, really well with anyone who likes very good action. And then if you're not into that,
I was just thinking, there's been, with Elden Ring, and then like Wukong, and then these other like Chinese development. Like I feel like the audience has definitely grown since Nioh 2, right? Like it might it's probably
Elden
primed
Ring
for a Nioh 3 to pop off. Yeah,
that's a good point.
There's a lot more eyes on these kind of on this genre in general, and like especially something that's not quite Souls like or has Souls aspects, but it's not just like carbon copy from software stuff.
Yeah, it would be by the time it comes out, Nioh 3, it would be 6 years since Nioh 2. Yeah. So there's a lot that's happened in just the action genre in general. Yeah.
6 years.
6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I hope it does, because I think that their games are they're so good. Like there was a moment where I was sitting there playing, and there's just this feeling that comes over you of like, oh my God, I'm home, I'm happy, I'm warm, it's cozy. Like the action is so good, and the little funny things that they have, like the Kodamas and the Scampus, the different friendly yokai. It's like so charming, and the combat is so good with every weapon, and everything is so well done that I hope they do get more attention, because their games are so good. And you get so many hours out of it, especially with this being open zone now with the exploration. You're gonna put easy like 100+ hours in the base Nioh 3 before DLCs happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to play more of it. I started, I think it was during the pandemic. I picked it up. And I wanted to, and then, I was like, oh, the loot. And I was already going through it with so many different games with the loot. And it wasn't that I got turned off or anything. I just couldn't. At the time, I was like, well, I'll come back to this, but I don't need more games with loot right now. And that was because it has all the rarities, right? And eventually, you're making builds and all that, which I think is great.
You're making builds for 2 characters, the ninja and the samurai. Ooh, baby.
Is that in 3 you're saying?
Yes.
That's a newer thing? Gotcha.
Yep. 2, you switch between them. It's basically one character, right? But you can actually customize them individually. If you wanted to make like a male character and a female character, or like super burly big samurai guy and then super small slender, you could totally do that if you wanted to.
For clarity, is the mechanic you're talking about like you choose a character for, say, a level or a loading your save, or like you play
No.
swapping like
You switch between them just constantly. Actually, one
Like
of the
in real time,
mechanics is an enemy will do a big red attack, and then you use this. It's called style shift. You use style shift to counter them.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, what the samurai has parry, it has stances that have been in Nioh, and they have access to specific weapons. And then ninja has perfect dodging. They're way faster, more aerial based combos. They have access to different weapons, and they have ninjutsu. So you switch between them constantly. But you can set armor and weapons and guardian spirit
On both
and accessories on both.
Do they have different skill trees as well that you're popping? Like,
Yes, because each weapon has a skill tree. Oh, each weapon has a skill tree, and the samurai and the ninja has a skill tree.
Fran, it's not going to be for you, mate. It's too good of a game and it's got too much content.
That's honestly the best Fran takedown. It's like, because that is exactly me. I'm always like, I really want to play it, but I'm not going to touch it until I know that I can sink my teeth into it, you know? And then what happens is my backlog is so big at this point that is a perfect, like, joke.
It's
Like, oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna play
It's a
that.
good
and then
bang
it's
for
too
your
good.
buck.
It's too much
The
stuff
best
in it.
jokes are the ones that are truthful.
A little bit true, yeah.
That hurts.
Little bit true.
Yeah, it's.
Hey, I'm playing Arc Raiders right now. You should be happy for that. So.
That's true.
You know what? We
That's
need to team up again and flip the script, and we need to get Tefty back in too.
Yeah.
We need to
man.
get.
What's Tefty doing?
Tefty was having. I don't know. Tefty was having a good time in Arc Raiders too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun. I think like Watts and Rin and I played, and yeah, just running free loadouts and not caring too much is
Yeah.
definitely a vibe in a team. You can get some really epic, funny moments happening if you're not taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for when back to Neo real fast.
Yeah.
Where would you place it? Yeah, with kind of what my own was saying. There's all of these, sort of inspired from the genre games now. There's even free games out, and you've got Assassin's Creed Shadows happen, Ghost Yote, etc. So like, does it stand on its own, you think?
Oh yeah.
Just it really is like that.
The
unique
combat
one.
is better than all of those games by like a billion miles. It's and then the build crafting is.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
it's
that's
up
the
there
big
with
thing, right?
like the best, ARPG kind of build crafting games. It's
Yeah.
It's really great across the board. Besides English voice acting, that's never great.
Oh yeah. Well, did you play
Meh.
Wo Long much? And like, how
did,
much
yeah.
does it share any DNA with that for players who've?
It shares more of it now because the samurai can actually deflect, whereas in previous Neos, you didn't necessarily have like a dedicated deflect
Parry.
button necessarily. So it's pretty comparable now. I would say it's quite similar. Yeah, but it's Neo 2. It's Neo 2, but it's better and bigger.
Yeah.
Better and bigger and more of it, and exploration is better, and there's so
Twice
much
the
to find.
ninjas.
It is twice the characters, double the loot.
Even
There's
better.
an extra friendly yokai friend that you could shoot out of the air, and they give you stuff. There's one cutscene that I show in the video. The embargo lifts tomorrow, and I have a video going up, and then I will be doing a stream. I'm allowed to show 1 hour of gameplay, so I went through my 3 hours. Nailed it down to like the 1 hour that I definitely want to show. I use that 1 hour in the video I'm making, but then I'm also just going to play the 1 hour of footage on stream. And there's a cutscene that I included in the video that is so good. It's I love it so much. And every time someone would reach this one cutscene, all the people from Teen Ninja would like come by because they're like, I love this cutscene. It's really great. It's a great cutscene.
Nice.
I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more. And it's March, I believe, right?
February.
Oh, it is a February banger. I always have more of
February
those.
6th.
Gosh.
Soon. It's soon.
Well, it's
actually
before
pretty
Resident
soon.
Evil 9, so that's good.
Yeah. Resident Evil's right at the end. This is right at the beginning.
Put it on my list.
Well, I've been doing jack all apart from playing Arc Raiders and losing sleep.
And
being a dad,
Being a
yeah.
dad.
A dad of
Mylin's
two.
got a baby.
I've got a new spawn, fresh spawn,
Yeah.
fresh server. Yeah, little baby boy called Jesse. He has been a dream baby compared to our first round of experiences. I think. I feel sorry for Leo. Something was definitely up with him when he was younger because I think I took 8 weeks off. We were just
Wow.
we took 8 weeks off work.
Wow.
Just to get through life. I was making videos day one on. I did a video a day when Jesse came home. He was just the most typical baby. He like cried, you fed him, he went back to sleep. That was it. Changing. It's just like it kind of feels how baby should be. And then now we're just fighting the. He's gone into koala mode. I don't know what do Americans say when babies get really clingy? We call it koalas because koalas like to hang on to trees. What do you call them? Possums.
I don't know.
Possum.
I don't think we have a term
I don't know
like
if we
that
have
for
it.
it.
Yeah, I don't recall a
I
term.
mean, we don't have. I haven't had babies. I don't think Watts has. So we may just not know.
I may
Yeah,
not know.
let me know
But I
if you're
haven't heard
American.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like when they get very clingy. So
Yeah.
Jesse's
I think we just
definitely
say
at
that.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just
at the
like a
stage
clingy
of-
baby.
Yeah. He's in full koala mode where he just
Has to be
will only
held
sleep.
all the
He'll
time.
sleep perfectly on you, and then as soon as you put him in the cot, I mean, I think he has some reflexes.
Yeah.
But you're just like you can't sleep. So we're doing this sleep shifts. So I think I go up to 1 a.m. and then I try to get some sleep in, and Danny goes sleeps until 1 a.m. and then gets up at 1 a.m. and does the rest of the night.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
a lot of
I've had a
work.
lot. Yeah. But it's good. But I've been getting I've been thankful, been getting lots of Arc Raiders time in. So I've been able to put out content and make videos, which was nice because it was he was born like a week before it dropped or 2 weeks before
Yeah.
it dropped, and I was like, God damn it. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. I was surprised though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like tuned in and you had like Jesse in your arms, I think, and you were like playing, and I was like, huh, seems like
He's
maybe a good
Yup.
baby has really worked out.
Yup. Yeah, once I get Leo in bed, like, because Jesse wants to sleep with me, I get a little pillow here. I wrestle him on the pillow, and my arms go around like this on the keyboard and the mouse. I get some, and I gotta not sometimes.
Yeah,
I
I
get
was
a bit
like, how do you
excited
not
in Arc
scream?
Raiders? I'm like, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, please. I've got a child on me. Please don't shoot me.
The
Yeah,
baby shield.
Baby shield. I'm a new dad. Please help.
Yeah, that's good that it's work. Yeah, it's funny how that works out. It's like you can't move around a bunch anyway, so you might as well grind some Arc Raiders. It's working out.
Yeah,
Plus,
so I
you got to
said-
make a living and make some content. So
Yeah, I set Danny up in the living room because obviously she's with him all day, and I was like, she's got a little bit stir crazy. Like, you know what? Move the PlayStation in there for you, and you can try Ghost of Yotei because she quite likes open world games. So I was like, give that a shot because she loved The Witcher 3 and she loved Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, it's
Yeah.
Zelda.
Tears of the Kingdom, second one.
Yeah, she liked both of them. So gaming. I don't know what you do if you don't like games. I guess you watch like a lot of Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
And you just walk around the kids strapped to you and do house chores.
True.
Yeah. Fran, what have you been playing?
Yeah.
Catch me up.
Fran's been playing.
Yeah,
Arc
we did.
Raiders.
I mean, we didn't ever have a run of show here. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about Arc Raiders yet.
Well, give me a life update. You got any life updates before we get into Arc Raiders?
30 minutes into the show, he's like, "What's going on, mate?"
Yeah, this is
He's
my
a
first
famous
social interaction.
Arc Knights guy.
Yeah, okay, I'll
now.
give a life update. I wasn't prepared for like anything. Yeah, okay. Well, number one, we've been
Fran,
working
I don't need
on
a
the ARM
fucking
issue.
PowerPoint presentation on your life. Just tell me what's going on, mate. Jesus.
Not prepared for this personal conversation. I wasn't ready. No, because we already talked before it started. That was why I thought like, oh well, we're gonna talk about some games. But anyway, clearly my ARM thing's still going on. So we've talked about that a lot. You're back. Yeah, we've been working on it. I gave you a little bit of an update for those in chat and listening. Yeah, we've just got to watch like a lot of the keyboard gaming is really what it comes down to. So I've been grinding Arc Raiders and now my arm started to hurt again. And I had held, an appointment with my terrible healthcare coverage. So I went today learned a lot at least, and we're just gonna have to keep working on it. So there's that piece of it.
Repetitive injuries are the worst. They're so bad because they start feeling better, then you start doing more, then they come back, and then you start getting better, and you start doing more, and they come back. They can be really tricky injuries, especially if you have to do it for work. I mean, this is I mean, that's usually what you get a repetitive injury from. It doesn't matter if you're on a keyboard or if you're, holding a hammer. Like they're even worse. Like laboring jobs, you'll get huge repetitive strain injuries, and you're like, well, what do you do? Light duties, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're self-employed, you don't have that luxury. So
yeah, but that's what's frustrating a bit is like it's not. I mean, I guess you tell me, is it an injury? Like it never got injured. It's just like I've been typing and gaming, and it
is an injury. It's a micro injury. Like it's a non-traumatic injury. It's like one of the biggest things that happened when a lot of people got office jobs is all of a sudden we're like, how the frick are people getting injured sitting in a chair? And we realize it's just as bad for your health sitting down all day than it is, picking up bricks.
Yeah.
They're different. They're different types of injuries, right?
Yep. Repetitive.
And they're usually like micro injuries or repetitive injuries from it.
Yeah. And so the person I saw today, she stressed, and this is pass it forward to everybody, is like, it's a lot of it's like muscle tightness from, you just get really like a built up those knots. And I learned more about like what those knots are. But basically she was like, yeah, like frankly, like that typing motion is bad. Like nobody should be doing that. And I thought that was like interesting. It's not just like, oh, it's affecting you. It's like, yeah, like a lot of people get this. She was like, I had this from similar stuff, but like, the way she described it as well, you want to like use your arm to like press and type things if you can, but not that. For
like, pretend to be a boomer, okay? Just do this.
What? But effectively that was it.
That'll work.
It'd be funny. Have you seen that meme where that guy gets that novelty keyboard and it's like this fucking big and the buttons are like that, and he goes into an office and he's typing like a bongo drum?
I mean, that's what was going through my mind when she's describing this. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So, we got some work cut out for us. Yeah, I mean, it's not extreme pain, but it keeps me from, in particular, my hand will get tired or sore during gaming and stuff. That's like fine and manageable, but it's it is the gym. I can't do bicep curls. I can't do pull-ups and everything around it. I'm like, it's really affecting my life. I'm trying to get huge.
I got a potential solution question.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried using the Tartarus keyboards or
no? And that's what was going through my mind is like, what are my options with like maybe
I have one here because there's a thumbstick on that, and you can offload all the extensor muscles to your thumb, which will be your WASD.
Yeah.
Which could definitely help because it's this, right? It's like using WASD on the keyboard that's like super repetitive. For shooters.
Yeah, any way to minimize it. That's what I was thinking about, is there could be a solution like this. Technically, she was like, well, using your thumb like that is also bad. I think we're splitting hairs of like, like she didn't give me a thumbs up on that. But that's what I was trying to get around. I showed her. I was like, here's if I was controller gaming. And she was like, and
nah, fuck it. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not a gamer. Give it a shot.
But no, I need to look into stuff like that. But above all, it's like, man. So basically, I mean, she was like elbow, like steamrolling, like high pain. I was actually getting cold sweat from the amount of like pressure that she was doing, which I was so happy with, by the way, because I'm like, I'm paying so much for this. I was like, do not hold back. Like, I need whatever you can do, and I'm used to this. So you're like, just breathing through it, and like it's fine. But it's a bit of painful treatment. But I think I need that like weekly. Which I don't know, how I'm going to figure that out, but that's where we're at. So it's all good.
Yeah, but you might need that. But it's just going to come back, though, isn't it? If you don't make changes outside of what's causing the issue.
Definitely.
Exactly.
It'll just keep happening.
Well, it could. I mean, you could have treatment that gets it to the point where it doesn't flare up again, but I would be surprised.
Yeah.
So, I'm keeping my arm warm because, it helps with the fluid and stuff in there. So there you go. Yeah. That's that big update. Outside of that, nothing too exciting.
I didn't ask your whole life story, Fran.
What? You just want to know about the R. Now he doesn't want to know anymore. I got a scooter. Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, like a little, like an Italian scooter?
Fran
Because I
is
can
a
imagine.
scooter
No, 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 no.
boy. He says-
I can imagine
Like
you
the
ride a little
two-footed-
red Vespa around.
No, not like a seated scooter, like a scooter
All right.
scooter, like just for the city and like
Like an
hauling around
electric
town.
scooter.
And yeah, because I don't have a car, and I
Right.
generally would ride my bike everywhere, take public transportation, and like, man, it's but like sometimes I'm going to the gym and I'm like riding my bike there, and I was like, hey, great cardio, but then I realized I'm like, man, I'm just like tiring myself out like riding both ways before the gym, and like I'm like, if I
Right.
want to do
Yeah,
cardio, I need to
that makes
just do
sense.
it separately. That was one factor, but then sometimes I just need to go somewhere real fast, and I'm like, I just want to get on my freaking bike right now, and it's all hills, it's all hills out here. So I was like, this is a worthwhile investment. Over the years, I would basically spend the same, I think. So we'll see. That's been fun. I'm trying to be very careful with this thing, but I did not think about how like locking this thing up in the city. You should see I have a 15-pound chain and a secondary lock because like it's crazy out here. Like people will steal. I had a bike stolen,
Really?
10 plus years ago, but oh yeah. So I didn't really factor in how much of a hassle that was going to be, but
Yeah, because you got to carry it around, don't you?
yeah, big hassle.
True.
My wife fixed up my mountain bike for my birthday and got like a little seat for Leo to sit on. So we've been going
Aw.
for rides.
That's nice.
It's so
Aw,
cute.
cute.
And like, so he sits in
That's
front of me
nice.
on the little seat. They're like strapped onto the frame. And he just says hello to everyone. So everyone goes, hello, good morning, hello. And he's like, as he's gone past.
That's nice.
And then if someone doesn't say hello, he's like, they didn't say hello to me. I was like, yeah, well, we're kind of riding fast here. Maybe they didn't have
It's not your
time,
fault.
time to
you should
respond.
teach
But
him to
then
go, frick him. Yeah.
he actually
Flip him off. Just
he
start
actually-
on the ball.
Oh,
On
no,
the
did you
bike.
teach him
started
that?
saying, apparently yesterday, he started saying, fuck off.
Oh, no.
And at my parents' place, and they're like, where'd you learn that? And he's like, kid at daycare.
Kid at
Telling him to fuck off. So he's walking around yesterday going, fuck off, Leo, fuck off, Leo.
I personally love it when kids curse. I'll be honest. I think it's funny.
I mean, it's funny, but
it's funny.
yeah.
Do you know the worst? Do you know the worst? I don't
Especially
know-
if they use it
actually,
properly.
I'm to blame for this one. I don't know why, but I jokingly called him Donkey Kong one time, and now he calls everyone Donkey Kong. So when he's like leaving daycare, he goes, "Bye, Donkey Kong." And just calls people Donkey Kong randomly. There's lots of hills in my area. So when Leo he's not pedaling, we go up a hill. He's like, "Go, Dad!" I'm like, "Oh, I've
Yeah.
been playing games 8 hours a day. I run up this hill." Wish I had a scooter.
Get a scooter. Yeah, for those one, it's an Apollo scooter. I'll just put that out there. I know there's some people that are like, wait, you didn't tell us the scooter. But yeah, that's been good.
Great life update. That's what I needed,
Yeah.
Fran. A bit of
Yeah,
Fran in my
we
life.
got there. We got there.
Right. Hell yeah. What games are you talking about? You want to start with Arc Raiders?
Yeah, you can start with Arc Raiders. I'll put here, Fran. I'll give you
tell
a
you what.
docket. I'll give you a docket.
Mm.
Game Awards nominees are out. We can talk about
Oh,
that.
yes.
Any
Is Fran
snubs?
panicking
potentially?
because we don't have
we need a
a
docket.
run sheet?
We need a we don't. I don't know if docket's the right word.
No.
I finished Silent Hill, all
Run sheet.
endings finally.
Mm-hmm.
I played Total Chaos today. That came out
Right.
today at the Xbox Partner Showcase.
Yes.
That's what's on my docket.
I got one that I added that. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to let me choose one to finish the life update, we did mention, but yeah, I just
Yes.
posted about it on my socials, but I hosted, it was a private media event for Arknight's Enfield, which I don't know if anybody's heard of. Watt said some people in her chat. played
People
the
have
game.
definitely heard of Arc Knights, and they've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, it's a huge, Arknight's a huge game, big mobile game as well, but this is now a full 3D action, strategic action RPG, as I learned to call it. But yeah, I was the host of the event.
Animes.
Yeah, it's
Fran's
a
your
little
guy for anime.
gotcha.
Oh, I didn't think you were
little
such a
waifu action.
goomer.
Well, I hadn't played the game, so I was
It's a boomer with a gooner.
a booner,
A gooning boomer.
Goomer.
A goomer. I like
a
it.
goomer, or a booner. Hmm.
Goomer. Yep. I
But
like that. It was good.
Anyway, so we had the pleasure to go down to I was like host the event. They had it at the Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Rey, which is right by LA. So that was fancy. That's nice. But I've been at these events before, and it was actually it was a lot of production work and getting ready and little rehearsal and hosting. But the cool part was there's this band called Starset. We've talked about it a lot on the show. in terms of the type of music I like. And I didn't know that like they were attached to this. And like I was like, wait, that name sounds familiar when I saw that they were going to be there and I was going to interview them. And I looked at my playlist. I was like, oh yeah, it's those guys. So they like
You got
they
to meet
played
them.
for like 40 people, maybe 50 in like a small, sort of a wedding Ritz-Carlton ballroom. Such a funny scene to have them at, but they're like really attached to the game and they killed the
What the fuck
performance.
is this game? I'm watching this trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is like action, strategic real-time combat,
it up.
real-time moves, but it also has like base building, factory.
Yeah, it's like base building. It looks like
Yeah.
almost tower defense too. I just
There
watched
is-
the yak do a shit.
Well, I don't know what you're watching, but
An animal just pooped.
it
Yeah,
has
animal,
like
animal farming.
some base building, like Satisfactory. If you saw that game, like there's definitely
Yeah.
some mix of things going on with it. But yeah, but that's out early next year, and I was there to just host the event. That's all. So putting
Okay,
that
but
aside,
can you tell me what the actual like? I don't understand. Is this an MMO? What are we calling this?
It's so you're playing single player, but you have all your teammates around you. Yeah, like four total of four, so 3 teammates with you, and you can swap real time. Just use their moves. You're building those characters up,
So
which
it
is
kind of
also
looks a bit like Genshin Impact, but then mixed in other elements mixed in.
yeah. And again, it has like, well, first of all, it's got tons of cutscenes, tons of dialogue and story development. And yeah, you get, I believe, a total of 20 characters or so. So again, I'm forgetting the exact facts. So fact check that. But
Is
yeah,
it a gacha game or not?
Yeah, it's gotcha. So
Okay. And
He's
free to play-
slanging
free to
crack
play
to the
gacha.
kids, Myelin. That's what Fran's doing.
there-
He's a
there's a-
crack dealer.
yeah, so if you haven't and you're interested, there's a beta. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I just
You got
hosted the
paid. You got
event.
paid to host. Yeah.
But yes, yeah. So keep
Good.
that in mind. But that's all I learned about it. Was interviewing the developers and all that stuff. So it was definitely.
Well, tell us
fun event,
more.
though.
What else do we need to know about it? I'm
I mean, I don't know. Like honestly, like I played a bit of it. I think if you're watching right now, it's exactly that and what I've said so far. I don't know.
Is
what
it on all
else to say beyond that,
platforms?
but-
Is this like a mobile game too, or is it only on like console,
yeah.
PC? and
No,
all
this
that?
one is actually it is. It's a mobile PC, PlayStation 5 or PlayStation, and I'm forgetting if it was on Xbox at all. So I think it's mostly those.
And there's
But
a
yeah,
panda.
it's going to be a big
So
one.
why?
But there's a beta you can
why
sign up
is
for.
there
I think
so
it's
much-
November 28th.
What I see
you're
it.
interested.
Where is the hype? Because this has got 3 million views in 8 days.
Arc
Like, I
Knights
don't.
in general is a very, very popular franchise. They have anime,
Right.
they have like everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that game's been around. It's just called Arc Knights. This is Arc Knights Enfield.
Yeah.
And again, this is like more full 3D and all this stuff you're seeing. The other one
So
was
this is
more.
spin off.
I think it started
popular
mobile game. And,
franchise already.
yeah, well, it's building out the franchise. This is yet another piece of it. Is
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
It's in the world.
It's already
right?
a
So
very
it's not
popular
like-
franchise.
Yeah, it's not like it's some
Okay.
direct sequel that's just in 3D. It's like in the world and expanding in the universe kind of thing. So, yeah. So I learned a lot about it for sure. Going there, but
Just-
anyway.
Fran, answer the questions.
let what I would say. I always am thinking about the run show. Here's what I'm going to throw one out there. It's still DCP. I'm going to put the Destiny in DCP really fast. Just FYI to everybody. Next week is the Destiny 2 Renegades stream. They got another one because that game is around the corner now.
Is that the
That's the
Star
next
Wars
expansion. Yeah.
All of the content
So-
creators were posting pictures on Twitter today that they have checked out Renegades. So
Oh, so they actually had an event, perhaps.
they had an
where people
event.
got to-
Everyone was
to
going
see
on
it.
a family vacation. I went to play Nioh 3.
Yeah, exactly.
the same time.
But it will be another big moment, right? This is the second expansion. I am looking forward to seeing it. But yeah, it's the
I hope
next
it's
launch
good.
trailer. And they're going to have a video doc, a Vidoc, which
I
they
will
say
definitely
cover.
watch the Vidoc, and we'll definitely talk about the Vidoc. I love
Exactly.
Vidocs.
So that's leading into
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, which I don't know if we'll have a show or not because it's Thanksgiving.
That's true.
But happening next week, they said they're going to talk about the blasters, new exotic gear, and more. And then they say they'll plot a course to Tharsis Outpost with our dev team at the helm, leading to a deep dive gameplay preview of the new Lawless Frontier activity, which we did get a little preview of. So yeah, I mean,
Good.
it's still out there. It's still exciting, man. And we've talked a little bit about Destiny I'm not like avoiding it or anything
Yeah.
personally, but I can say that as a reminder, my game kept crashing with Steam, and like I've tried everything, so that's part of my thing. I'm like, well, I need to do some upgrades and get around that. But I've also frankly been waiting. Like I played Edge of Fate. I mostly enjoyed playing that single player and just kind of focusing on that instead of the grind. And I'm curious about this for the same reason. You know, will I be able to say dive in for 10, 15 hours and just do my own thing? They are expanding vault space by several hundred, I believe. That's another big update we haven't talked about. But they kind of pulled the wrapper off that. That is a big element. They're talking about expanding it more. And as I always say, I'm like, that's great and all. Like, if you can get me through your expansions, like, and just give me more space, good. Then I can log in and not think about it. But I want to see gear management in the game. As you know, it's less about amount of space for gear, and it's like, hey, fix the loot drops. There being so many, how to filter through them, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing it. I know that you guys probably, I don't know. You're saying, are you actually just curious to see it, or
I won't
Nothing?
be playing. No,
nothing left in your heart
no. It's
for it?
like I've said
No, it's
before. It's a
okay.
PvP thing, and I don't foresee
Yeah,
myself seeing playing Destiny PvP ever again, even if there was a Destiny 3. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's also just like consistency for like me and the channel and stuff like that. It's just, you know, if I jump into Destiny, it's like it just creates too many issues. People, oh, you back in Destiny? You're making Destiny? Like, you know, it's kind of the expectation. Then start like
Yeah,
covering
sure.
Destiny again. It's like, you know, we've had a clean break from the girlfriends, from the ex-girlfriends, and we're just gonna keep it that way, right? And keep enjoying my life.
Yeah, true. Well, and then another reminder to this has the new dungeon that comes with it, the way they've currently got it set up. So the normally one expansion in the past would release every year and a half. Now you've got 2 medium-sized expansions with, you know, the current size team they've got. But Raid comes first. We already saw that with the Desert Perpetual, but now we have the new dungeon is coming up, and I think they're doing a race around December 13th, it looks like. So
Okay.
set your watches to that.
Cute.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll definitely
been
check
thrown
out
out.
the Vidoc.
Yeah.
I always like Vidocs. They're fun.
Yeah.
Well, let's segue this. Talking about Vidocs, Arc Raiders is releasing a series of mini documentaries on the development of Arc Raiders. They just released a teaser this morning, and then there's going to be more to come. I think it's another couple of days or something. But I think it's in direct response to PvE. There's been a huge amount of people basically just wanting Arc Raiders to have a PvE only mode.
Only mode.
And they have not really responded to this yet. And the teaser was basically them saying, we played it as a PvE and it was just missing something. We couldn't make it fun, and like it wasn't fun every round. It was sometimes fun and not really fun other times. And PvP was kind of the missing ingredient. And even like some of the developers saying, I wanted it to be PvE, but we had a choice of release it and it die, or just close and not do it anymore. And we had to pivot. So it'll be a very interesting discussion when these documentaries come out, because I think it's going to squash any kind of hope from people wanting it to have a PvE only mode. I think they're definitely doubling down on it's an extraction shooter and it's PvEVP, and that is the way the game is.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see the reaction to it.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because like the game was not going to be what it is. I mean, I don't know if it was an extraction shooter at all, right? But that's the story. I think some of this is already out there, but it was a PvE.
Yeah, that's what these these things are going to talk about.
Yeah,
the
but it's
process. That's
the
teaser,
irony is like it was born out of not being any of what it is today, which is a huge success as the PvE, you know, experience as an extraction shooter. And like I think the doc, in other words, will talk a lot about how it started as PvE only, and makes, you know, give us some clarity on like where they originally started. But really, I have a feeling it'll end on the magic they found, which is like, that's why you're going to keep seeing PvP. And yeah, I mean, you've played a ton. I've played a ton. Myelin, not as much as you, but it's just hard to imagine without that element. Like, there's definitely tension against the arc, but like, yeah, you need that third heat. you know, with PvP.
I agree. I agree.
much as I
People
hated
have
something.
like I got so much hate. I one of my most disliked videos is me just saying that if you just added a PvE only mode, you would get rid of the tension. And I pretty much I hadn't even watched the Twitch developer clips yet, but I pretty much said what they said. Is like it's the kind of secret sauce that keeps everything ticking over. And I mentioned how you know the level of standard you need for a PvE only game is much higher. Like the puzzles in Arc Raiders are very simple. What adds the complexity is someone shooting you in the back and having to do it quickly,
And being
and
worried
having to
about
dip in and dip out. Like they're essentially glorified public events from Destiny. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's really fucking cool in the genre of extraction shooters, but on the PvE scale, like, and I think we all came from Destiny, but like PvE players take it to the next level. They will burn through content so quickly and min-max everything. It's just like I don't see what's
yeah.
in Arc Raiders surviving longer than a week on just PvE. Like,
Yeah, it's not to say like that people are wrong, that they wouldn't enjoy it, because like I can actually attest, like, yeah, I ended up playing solo, even though there is PvP still because you're running into people. But let's just say they couldn't shoot you and they were still in there. I mean, I got a lot done and I got addicted to that loop and grind, but it's still, you know, the point is like you still can't discount. You hear a shot in the distance, you hear someone's footsteps, all the above. And like without that element, it's just not the same. And yeah, to your point, like I don't think that it has as much it's not as dynamic, it doesn't have as much life. But if you are gonna do PvP, I want where the tutorial started. You can do that. Make a campaign. It's beautiful.
I agree.
I mean, but you got a lot of work to do, and that would be awesome because the tech is amazing. It would be great, but that's a whole
that
different
would be the
ball of wax.
main thing, that if there was a PvE mode, that it was actually like a campaign story thing that you could enjoy. And because I think that's probably the weakest aspect of the game at the moment. It's like not terribly good. The world building's cool, but like the story itself is not really existent.
Yeah.
But
But
I'd be
yeah,
interested
so
how this documentary goes and reacts. I mean, when I played the tech test, people literally saying this game's boring, it's going to die after 4 weeks. And it's like continually to improve its concurrent player base. Like it's one of those games that has gone up in players post first week, which is always like a crazy good sign to see for any game, that it doesn't start dipping after week 1, but actually like increases in sales.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was like going into the holidays, like people forget there's just like new players. Their friends have been talking about the game. They're like, oh, it's Thanksgiving over here. You know, like they're like, hop in, you finally have some time. Or holidays, like it will continue to have like, I think a pretty big lifespan.
Oh, definitely.
Easily into the next, you know, season and reset and all that. Which I
Yeah.
did want to talk about, but
It's definitely like I prefer to play the game as a PvE game, but I'd like having villains. Like I like there being people out there who don't like to play it like a PvE. Like I was playing Stella Montis, which is like the new end game map. It is like
Close
super
quarters,
sweaty.
labs
It's
kinda.
indoors. It's labs from Tarkov basically, and you know. I made friends with one guy and we snowballed into like 7 people, and the guy that I had made friends with then threw a trigger nade, which is like one of the high explosive damage, into the group of people and just blew everyone up.
Oh my
And it
God.
wasn't until I got to the death screen and realized it was the dude that I recruited and I was talking to that just murked everyone to try and take their gear, you know?
yeah, that's
I think you
There's
need those
so many
you
of
need
those
villains.
wild moments.
It's like it's like going to watch a action movie with no villain. It's like the robots are there, but you need someone to band together against. You know, you need someone to
and
dislike.
what I would say is like I think there's plenty of moments where there's rats at extract, right, camping, and it sucks, and you've got third parties, you're playing solos, and people are like strategically teaming up, and like it does like
Well,
there's
that's
points.
what I did.
Yeah, well, and that's just how it works. But my point is, yeah, it can feel pretty unfair at times, and that can ruin things for a little bit, I would say. But what I would put back out there is like maybe you hate that, but it brings that dynamic feeling, and it's on Embark, the developer, to balance that and respond to it as opposed to saying let's just strip it all out. And so that's where I would
Yeah.
look. Is like if time to kill is too fast in those, like yeah, maybe figure that stuff out, figure out matchmaking, etc. But
Yeah.
don't just say, well, you shouldn't have it at all. You know.
So like my strat ended up being, after being betrayed so much in this end game map, is to not get more than 3 people in a team. So I'd go in solo, I would start fighting, and I go, listen, in my best like Leonardo DiCaprio voice, I have the best deal that's come across my table. You are not going to believe this. We are going to team up in a group of 3 and wipe this lobby. And people, because the thing is, the people that betray you just want loot. So if you give them a reason to team up and murder everyone else, they're actually kind of for it. And we just ended up like rolling a whole solo lobby because we were in a team of 3. And people would kind of approach you going, are you friendly? And we're like, nope. just blast them. And it ended up being like super meta because you could coordinate a team of 3. Teams of 3, like it was hard for one person to betray you because there was always someone else watching. The group wasn't big enough that you would get like a little rat that would like sneak off and throw a grenade at everyone. Like, and it kind of ended up working. The solo play was to make a trio on the fly, which is I kind of love that the microphone is so powerful in a PvP game.
Yeah,
like, I think that's so cool.
But that's where to be fair, I do think that it's valid and it's what I was talking about. At the same time, you're in a unique situation. Like you've got a mic, you're used to talking, like etc. And like that's not the majority at all. There's some people that like they just got off work and they just went into solo, and it's you just destroying their night. And like, right again, you're like, well, that's the game, dude. At the same time, I think it's valid to be like, can we please like fix this? If I'm going on, that's the question. How many runs are you going on where this happens? And if it becomes like people are teaming up, et cetera, then yeah, they probably should do something to like balance that better. But
so here's kind of my rebuttal to that. There are plenty of games. It depends on what level. Like they want prox chat to be part of the game, or they wouldn't be in there. It's like Marathon. Like Marathon didn't have it in there, and they've seen the value of it and they've added it in there. If you don't have prox chat in there, it does become a death match, right? We've seen that happen with Marathon. If you don't add it, so there is value for having people team up, and I do think that is just a part of the game you have to accept. There are emote wheels. You can team up with people with just emotes. You don't have that level of complexity, but there are plenty of games that I play that have, a nice player base that like Hell Let Loose. It's basically Battlefield but with team chat. Like you have to talk in it. Like you just can't really play the game if you don't talk.
yeah.
And I don't think Arc Raiders is at that point, but I think some maps will be like that. Like it was similar with Tarkov. Like some maps I just wouldn't play because I couldn't play them well.
Yeah.
And I think Arc Raiders will kind of be like that. Like that Stella Mortis map is a PvP map.
Totally.
And you either need to go in with friends and already have a trio. But if you go in solo, I think it's just going to be the way the cookie crumbles that like, if you have a mic, you actually do have an advantage.
Yeah.
And
and
I
again,
think that is a cool thing.
To be clear, I'm not saying they should change anything. I'm not saying they should get rid of the process. I was just saying if what you need, I mean, in other words, I was saying if you feel frustrated, and I've been there, but how many times are you that frustrated? Before you say, oh, it's ruined, I had a bad night, it's like, my point is, if it's only happening 10% of the time, like, yeah, it's like, who cares? Whatever the number is, it's totally okay because that's what makes it so interesting. And yeah, like I'll give you an example. I was solo, everything was going well, and I was just shooting some PvE enemies. Some guy starts shooting me in the back. Like, that's fine. That's part of the game. I'm like in the middle of a PvE fight. It's already that. Then I start trying to heal up. I'm like sliding down the hill. The dude's chasing me. And, I just run into the next person. And, it feels like, dang, like, were they teaming? I don't know. Even if
Did you
they
tell
were,
him?
though.
Did you say, help me, let's work together?
No, I didn't have any time. But my point is, even if they were teaming, it's like, that's just the game. But that doesn't happen all the time. I've had plenty of runs that are not that. So it's the sum of all parts, right? So
yeah, I think the interesting thing about Arc Raiders is when I hear people complain about aspects of the game, like to remove it, they're kind of just describing what happens in that genre, and they're like maybe more typically PvE players that haven't played extraction shooters before. Like, I hate this. It's like, yeah, like you might hate this, but this is like very typical of extraction shooters. Like, you hate someone extract camping. That happens in every extraction shooter.
Yeah.
Marathon actually dealt with it pretty well. But like part of the strategy of dealing with extract campers, like what I do is I extract on the very, very last second. Your
Yeah.
likelihood of getting an extract camper on like the last 5 seconds
Yeah,
is super low.
down.
But if you go to an extract, the last extract within 5 minutes, you're probably going to find players, and then
Yeah.
you have to clear it properly. You know, there's always like strategies to knowing the map, knowing the entrances, knowing the exits, clearing it, and like
Yeah.
you know, making sure
Or start-
you're not getting extract camped. But it's like
Yeah.
you don't like extract camping. That's just kind of a staple of like what happens in extraction shooters. Like that's where the tension is, just to try
Yeah,
to get out without someone killing you.
It's super cheap. And yeah, like it hasn't happened to me yet. And I will say that my reaction is going to, even though I agree with you, I'll be like, this sucks. They need to fix this. That's where I'm like, how often does it happen? But to your point, hopefully it's not a big issue and they have, how could they balance it actually? Maybe this is the question, Myelin. What if
Well-
it is a constant issue? People just putting trigger nades down, you know, as they get more materials, maybe it becomes like problematic. Do you think there's anything they even could do to balance it out?
Honestly, I've hardly had any like extract camping out of
Yeah,
like
I haven't
120
had any.
hours. I think people just remember it more because it
Yeah.
feels worse.
That's awful.
True.
It's the cheapest, rattiest. Like you should be
It is,
ashamed of
it
yourself.
is.
Like
It is.
Yeah.
And I think this extraction games have this like ethical feeling to it. Like
Yeah.
definitely for me, like I feel bad killing
Ethical.
people sometimes,
Yeah.
which is weird for a PvP game. But I have some stone cold friends. Like I have a friend that just goes, "Yep, finish all my quests. Best way to make money is to go do the matriarch, which is like the big world boss, and kill people trying to kill the matriarch and take their whole
it's
crack.
so cheap.
Do you know what? Like, I'm just like, that is the fucking
Yeah.
scummiest thing I've ever heard. And I don't want to be that player.
Yeah.
But you need people like that. You need the villains in there
I
because
get-
then you
yeah.
team up on them.
You do,
know?
yeah.
Well, there you go. You've solved it. Which whatever you can do to make these people feel like the rats they are. You know,
Yeah.
give them a rat skin if enough people vote that they were a rat. But you know, you get the point. The morality of it is probably the one thing that saves us. And I've had actually, 80% in solo. It's been I'm like this. I want to kill this person. They're just like, don't shoot. You know, use it every
Yeah,
time
I
they use
know.
that emote. My
Yeah.
heart. You know, you get a little soft. You're like,
Yeah.
all right. You know,
I
got any
killed an
apricots?
innocent person yesterday. I killed an innocent
No.
person.
Yeah.
So we watched the queen get killed.
Yeah.
And what happens if people haven't played it right? When the queen or the matriarch goes down, it drops basically like an exotic item, and it's not guaranteed. So you might have like 10 people working together,
Sniffing for
and
it.
then there's a loot pile,
Yeah.
and so everyone runs towards the loot pile. And in some lobbies, everyone's like, you know, if you get one, you get one. If you don't, you don't. In other lobbies, a gunfight breaks out, and everyone just starts shooting each other to have the last man standing to pick up all the gear. I just saw red flare after red flare after red flare going off. I'm like,
Dog eat dog down there.
and then I started shooting someone, and they're like, no, please, please. I'm like, okay, let's team up. And then,
Don't shoot.
so what we did, and this I think is a valid strat. Then we camped the extract because we're like, anyone who comes up the hill that has the gear is a murderer, and they deserve to lose their shit. So then we were sitting on extract, waiting for someone to come up, and then this little rat comes behind us with the AI voice and the balaclava, and says, "Oh, don't shoot, don't!" And says, "Don't shoot, don't shoot. I'm just getting out." And then I'm like, is he one of the murderers that have just killed everyone who was working together and has got a bag full of the queen reactors? And so I start quizzing him. I was like, yeah, come over here, mate. I said, oh, well, so what were you doing? Oh, I was just doing quests. What specific quest items were you doing? And he couldn't tell me, so I blasted him.
I love it. You're
then I opened
basically
his bag.
customs.
I opened his bag, completely expecting to find a bag full of Queen's reactors and to find my murderer. He wasn't lying.
Yeah,
He just had basic
he had
bitch
like
quest
glow
items.
sticks. That is hilarious,
I
though.
was
That's
so-
great.
I
That's
felt-
also
I
a
was
good
like,
story. It's a great story.
Oh, God.
Rough. It goes to show you, though. Yeah, see, just stereotype. And none of what we set up of like, oh, they're totally the rats. Like, you never know. And the AI voice and everything. You're like, oh, I was wrong. They didn't have jack.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway.
So I know we've talked a lot about arc rares. I wanted to maybe at least end on one big clarification on my part, a little correction for last week. I was talking about the reset mechanic, but I want to ask Myelin about it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the main thing. So for the reset, one correction. Like, look, we were talking about it last week, and I was trying to describe it to people, and I got caught up thinking about what happens when you reset. You know, will there be matchmaking? Will they put you on another server that's separate? And like, I don't think any of that has been the
No.
case. They're just saying, you know, you can choose to reset.
It's a
You have, like,
voluntary reset.
you have
Yep.
so what happens is you have a week after you've had to contribute a bunch of projects though leading up to this final week, right?
Have you done
Tell
it
me
yet?
if-
I've completed it.
I've been working on it. You've completed it?
It's a lot.
Holy
a lot.
crap. But yeah, it's like 8 steps of stages, you know, how many
Have you got
ever
to
it
step
is.
5 yet?
No, I'm only on 2 or so. I'm like trickle. Like I'm barely working on it because I don't even know if I want to
Brother.
reset. Yeah.
When you get to step 5, it's the last thing you have to do.
Okay, well, we'll hold that thought
It is
about
a-
wait.
Okay.
Hold that part, but I just want to make sure I get the correction on how do you reset? What does it mean? You can do this project, and if you've completed it, right, there's a week I think they give you at the end of this before, you know, the next expedition project starts that you can choose to reset. Is that accurate so far, Myelin?
Yes. So
Yeah, see,
you
it's
have
confusing.
to complete it. Yeah. You have.
You had
So
to-
you have technically it's 6 steps, but it's actually only 5 things to do because the 6th step is actually press the reset button. So you have five stages to do. The first 4 stages are basically like collect materials, like collect CPU fans, collect metal parts.
Yeah.
The 5th stage is a money dump. So you have to like donate.
God, dude.
So like you have to donate like 200,000 in weapons or something. So you have to get $200,000 worth of weapons and donate them. You have to get like, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
pretty big numbers of, I think it's like 180,000 worth of like trinkets essentially. Like you have to farm specific things to donate. And it pretty much wipes out your materials too. So like when I donated all my shit, like I was almost back to 0. Like I had nothing in my vault again just to complete that step. And so you kind of need to be saving along the way. And then you get to stage 6, which is like waiting for what you're saying, waiting for the time frame to actually press reset. And it says on that stage, depending on the value of your vault, you will get 5 skill points. And it doesn't tell you anything specific, like how much money you need to have in your vault. Like, do you need to have like every 100,000 worth of value, you'll get 1 skill point? Like, do you need to have 500,000 in your vault? Do you need to like 1 million in your vault? We don't really know. And so there is a bit of preparation. So like, for example, you want the like the highest value slot numbers. So for example, if you get like an epic weapon, you upgrade it and you put like mods on it, it could be worth like 20,000, which is fantastic for our single slot.
Yeah, you would want to maximize each slot you have for the most money. So you're kind of then
farming epic weapons, upgrading them, modding them, but we don't even know like what number you're trying to reach. You're just sort of arbitrarily trying to increase your like vault price essentially until reset. And once you get reset, you lose your quest, you lose your blueprints, you lose your vault, you lose your skills.
Yeah, you lose.
Can't remember what you
I think
keep.
you lose. Well, yeah, you lose your stash size. That's what you're saying with Vault, right? Yeah, you lose like anything that was basically attached to gameplay advantage, but and that's where it was a little confusing. Of like, well, what do you gain? I guess there's some. They talked about bragging rights and quality of life in terms of like you'll get some skins and some. So I'm like, it's hard. That's where it's hard for me to wrap my head around. Why am I going to throw away like 100 hours? So
they 100% need to show the cosmetic. Like that's the weird thing I think for the expedition. Like they need to show you what the chase is, and I find it weird that they haven't showed you like, because Destiny would do that. I mean, Destiny's classically good at saying, "Look at this shiny thing. You better go play the game for 100 hours." It's weird that they haven't, showed you the carrot.
With what you just said, it's like if you're planning ahead, like how much do you need to save to get these max skill points and give these people an incentive? There was another bonus as well. It was, I think it's stash size points. So depending on this checkout, I think
you
total
get
value,
stash size,
there was 2 like potential bonuses. So again, where I was trapped up, I was like, wait, why would anybody reset all of your skill points just to get, a few more? And then you have to do all your quests all over again, which technically is just for those rewards, I guess. I don't think you lose blueprints, but I lost track of that. You do?
You do.
So that you have to do all your quests. It's crazy.
One of the biggest
But
complaints is like blueprints and how rare they are, and if you're gonna actually be bought. You know what people are doing, Fran? You know what people, these are the PvE players. You know what people doing? I go, Fran, can you hold when I find duplicates, I'm gonna need you to hold them for me. I'm gonna reset my account. We go in together. You drop them for me again.
Freaking cheater. What a rat, dude.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
But to simplify all this, like, yeah, they need to clear up a few things. Apologies last week. I was just having a week too, and I just was all over the place with trying to describe this. So hopefully makes more sense, but I'm still struggling with, like, what are the exact incentives? And that is the question, Myelin. Like, you're going to have played a ton. We do know, like, to put it out there are people who love that hardcore reset. But the difference with this is you're going to be playing against potentially people who are like, I'm not resetting. I'm going to keep my points maxed at 75, and whether or not that increases, I don't know. And isn't there a skill gap or is there not? Because you're like, nah, you can kill anybody.
I think for an extraction shooter, Arc Raiders is almost, I don't want to say too balanced, but for people who haven't played it, you can take in a free kit and kill a geared person if you play well.
Yeah.
Like, the epic gear doesn't necessarily, it does not make it I win advantage. There was a time in the technical test where it's like, I have a better shield, I win. It is very much like you still have to play well. The epic gear maybe gives you some variability in the play and how you play and a little bit of forgiveness, but it's not in that way. It's kind of like, similar to Tarkov, where you could take in a pistol in Tarkov and get a headshot and basically come out fully geared. So they still have that going on. And for that reason, for it being so balanced, I don't think the reset's going to be a huge issue. But at the same time, it's like, well, why am I grinding everything if I don't get like a super advantage from everything? And it's so like, that's the double-edged sword there, is like, if you give people too much advantage from the skills, then there's no point resetting, but you also got something to chase. And if you give too much advantage from the epic gear, it's like, how do you make a looting shooter in a PvEVP? And this is like the question when it comes to extraction shooters. How do you make a fair game that's open to casuals? And I think Arc Raiders has actually done it pretty well. And if they make skills too strong, if they make epics too strong, I think you will lose some of the casual audience, because right now you can spam like free loadouts and actually be pretty competitive and not risk anything and just have a good time. Other games like Tarkov put like a 45-minute cooldown on your free loadout, essentially. So you have to be using your own gear every single time.
But yeah, I was wondering, you basically answered a big part of that, which is like, how's it going to feel in general? But in terms of the incentives, put aside making content and all that, do you feel, with what you know about the incentives, that like you want to do a reset?
Oh, they need to put the incentives up front. Like, they need a little a preview of it. I mean, maybe there is I haven't actually. Is it? I actually haven't checked. Is the actual preview in the cosmetic thing under locked? Maybe it is.
No,
I needed to be in the project. I actually need to check.
I know what you're saying, under the Raider customization or something, and it's not.
Is it just, does it say there?
I don't think
reset
it shows
for.
You.
Because
and also,
the other thing is Trials. I actually really like the Trials system. I think Trials is a super clever system to get people to continue to play. For those who haven't played it, it's basically it puts you in a seed with how many people? With how many people are in your
100, I think.
World? What's that?
I think it's 100. A leaderboard.
100 or so.
Right?
So it compares you against 100 other people. Let's just say 100 other people.
Yeah.
And you're basically competing in a ranking system with specific tasks, like killing leapers, damage to leapers, or damage to flying arc, or harvesting fruit.
Yeah.
And depending on how you go up and down a ranking system, and it actually gives you cosmetics for doing that. So it creates this like mini game of performing every week to rank up to get a cosmetic.
I haven't noticed. So that was what I was just about to ask, is like, they're telling me there might be a cosmetic, well, there will be cosmetic bragging rights. And then I was just about to bring up, I'm like, so in Trials, you get a rank and a name, and nobody can see it, right? And it does give you some cosmetics, but I've never once looked at someone and thought, oh, how do I get that? Have you?
Well,
Is there
because
anything you've seen that you're
it's
like this
not out
person?
yet. I don't think it's out yet. You have to wait for this. So this is what I was questioning too, because like I see the rewards, but like how do you get them? You have
Oh
to
yeah, is there a
maintain your rank for the entire
right?
season.
Yeah,
The
that's right.
season's not ended
We
yet.
won't see it until
So we
later,
might
I
start
guess.
seeing people wear
Actually,
certain
no, wait a minute.
cosmetics and we'll be like, how did you get that? And they'd
Is
be
that
like, I
true?
was number one.
I thought I have a backpack on for my trial stuff, but I thought the rank name and all. But that's the thing though. Don't you think maybe they've announced it? This is where like it is like it's still evolving. It can be a little confusing. But it feels like you need to be able to see a clear like almost Destiny style rank and a title in the game, right? Like I don't know how they would do it given the presentation, but like I feel like
Yeah.
what's the advantage to the expedition project with the bragging rights when I don't even know what it's going to be for trials and I'm already doing
Well,
that?
the way that they're going to show it, right? I don't think the titles are anything. They're not going to be like Destiny stuff, but I think you do get emotes for the trial
Yes.
stuff. And I don't know if they're exclusive. So like your way of showing that you've done it is going to be having a certain dance with a certain
Yeah.
cosmetic
And the
on.
cosmetic. I guess
They'll
we'll
be like,
see
oh
once it
wow, this
fully
guy got like top 10 in
right.
trials.
And that's what it is for the expedition project. So anyway, I guess we'll see. And to be fair, they said this is what they want to try, and they're gonna see. They may change
I think it's
it.
a really good
So we'll
base
see.
foundation. I think it's a
Yeah.
really clever base foundation to give people something to grind for. I think this like competition between other players is such a clever way to like get people to play more. I think it was one of the reasons Mega Bonk did so good. They just had like a world tier. You know, people were just playing to get the top score in Mega Bonk. You know, that was an
Right.
indie game.
Yeah, like
But
Shroud.
I do think putting people in like seeds or like, you know, basically separate lobbies with 100 other people to compete against is a much better way and fairer way to do like ranking rather than like a global ranking system.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I
we'll
like it a
see.
lot. Yeah,
Well, unless you have any,
I think overall they just need to showcase the cosmetics better to show you what you're working for both expeditions and trials.
yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add on Arc Raiders? Because otherwise, I was thinking we should discuss the Game Award nominees and get Watts back in
Ooh.
here too. But did
Yeah,
you want to
what's
say anything
like?
else
Can
about
you
Arc
guys
Raiders?
shut up?
No,
Well,
you
I
guys
mean-
can talk. I'm just so tired. Bella
No,
had to go to the urgent care a couple days ago, so I haven't been sleeping very
no.
well. She's doing
No, it
okay
wasn't
now.
Good.
I'm just very tired.
I've been
And I
No, it
woke up
wasn't
early
that,
to
but-
watch Xbox because they only have their game
Yeah, the
show
partner
at
for the-
freaking 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. But
Ben!
anything else on? Yeah. Anything else on Arc Raiders, Smiling?
I'm gonna be the classic dad now. You're 10 o'clock.
That's why I don't have babies.
Yeah. I know. I'm being ironic.
Did this to
I am being
yourself.
ironic. Did it to myself. What,
Anything else,
Fran?
Smiling, on Arc Raiders?
Nah, I love the game.
Okay.
It's great.
So yeah, maybe that's a good segue though, because there was
There's
this
some
Shroud
stuff.
drama about
Yeah.
Arc Raiders should get it, win it, and like apparently he didn't even play Expedition 33 and some other
He
stuff.
hasn't. He doesn't play any good games.
Yeah, so
Let's
but
be
it was
real.
really interesting
Doesn't
to
play
hear,
any.
and there's plenty of people that feel like Arc Raiders has been now slighted. But putting that out there, Watts, do you happen to have the nominees that you could?
I have the
clue us in
nominees
and-
listed. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of categories.
Yeah, I meant just for the main. In anything else you want to bring up, but
We do this.
for the main, the Game Awards nominees,
Okay.
from Jeff Keighley.
You can
and
also
crew,
see what I
just for
voted for.
the Game of the Year. Mm-hmm.
Well, the Golden Joysticks also happened,
Yeah.
which we can talk about who won that kind of stuff. It's pretty predictable. I can yell about something. But Game of the Year nominees were Clair Obscura Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Mhm.
This is pretty much exactly what I expected. I think when I was thinking about because obviously there's a lot of really good games, but when I was thinking about what do I think is going to actually be nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, I think this is exactly what I said. Yeah, I think so.
I believe that. Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of the ones in there. It just didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Personally, because I played so much Donkey Kong Bonanza, I was a little surprised, but also not.
Nintendo.
It did get, a 10 from Logan Plant at IGN and some other folks. So I was still trying to find that magic of that one personally. And I love Nintendo games, but But yeah, like I look
you
at
know, Fran, the golden joysticks, they have a section called Critics' Choice. So it's like Critics' Choice for Game of the Year. Because if you don't know,
yeah, it's like an
golden
editor's choice
joysticks
almost.
are like specifically voted for by the public. It's just all public voting. So they have Critics' Choice, they have Streamer's Choice, they have
It's like the
PC Game of the
opposite
Year,
of
Console Game of the
player.
Year. They have like a bunch of, and then that's why they have Ultimate Game of the Year. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza was Critics' Choice, and I said, of course, because it's Nintendo.
Yeah. So wait, are the golden joysticks there? Like, since it is that type of vote, was it all the winners were already announced? Or was it
They've
did
already
not?
had their show. It was today.
Yeah, which is just, I mean, the year's not even over. So I'm not going to get into that. But all these people voting on that, really? You played all this stuff? I mean,
Probably
that's
not.
wild. Probably not. That's my thing is like, you look at the games on this list, and, you know, with the way I look at stuff, I'm always like, what's the criteria? You know, and did you play this game at depth and give it a fair shot? And like, to be fair, anybody can just choose their own game of the year, but I think there's a difference between your favorite game and then, you know, obviously I'm an OG critic, and then I'm like, well, what is the game of the year? And like, how do you look at it? It's tough, to be fair. So if I look at this, I'm like, man, Death Stranding, Claire Obscure, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades, there is so much, and Kingdom Come and Hollow
Bangers.
Knight, like, oh my
Yeah.
God. But so many play hours that you're gonna need to sink in. So it's an amazing list, though. I mean, I can't argue with any of the
Like,
choices.
I'm kind of in the boat where I've played and enjoyed Arc Raiders much more than anything else, but I probably would still like give it to Expedition 33. I mean, I know Arc Raiders not in the game of the year, but like just having that conversation, like I just feel, I don't know. When I feel like a game of the year, I go towards more of like the artistic award rather than like what I would just want to grind time into.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
why,
mean?
like, when people ask me, I'll always say, "Do you want like my personal enjoyment level?" Because my enjoyment level, there's a lot of games like I really enjoyed Ninja Gaiden 4, but I wouldn't say that it should be nominated for Game of the Year because where it succeeds in action and it doesn't succeed in like story or voice acting across
Yeah.
the board, you know.
Yeah.
So when I think of Game of the Year, I'm like, these are games that succeed in like many different
Excel in
sections.
every area.
Yeah.
So yeah, similar to like Arc Raiders, like I think the voice acting, the AI stuff in Arc Raiders, like super lets it down. Even though like their world building and what they've done for like the extraction genre, I think they've broken into like the casual audience. Like I think they've done
Yeah.
really good, like gaming wise. I think their like tech in the AI is been like hugely successful for the reason why the game feels so good, where the development of like essentially, you know, the enemies responding to players and like machine learning and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
crazy impressive industry wise. But then it falls down in some big areas. And then I think it's something like Expedition 33, even though I liked it but didn't like it as much as Arc Raiders, I feel like it kind of excels in nearly every area, really, right? From
Yeah.
gameplay
Yeah,
to
and
voice acting to music to storytelling to environmental art. You know, it kind of ticks all the boxes.
yeah, I mean, that's exactly where you're hitting on what I was getting at. And, you know, that's what I just want to remind everyone. And, you know, I know I'm a snob about it when it comes to this stuff. But, like, first of all, there is no game of the year. Let me just break that down and make sure people are clear. There's no such thing. There's a bunch of game of the years. Who gave it? What's the criteria? And so,
Yeah.
right, you look at last year, I think Metaphor Refantasio was IGN's, was GameSpot's, possibly Eurogamer, I don't know, but Astrobot was quite a bit out there and some others. But yeah, like keep that in mind. There's 100, I think it's a total of over 100 people from like a bunch of different outlets from all over the world. That's how we arrive at this list. And Jeff Keighley doesn't have anything to do with it, just to be clear. You know, there was some chatter, I think, that Shroud had. He might have just been kind of hyperbole joking, but he's like biased. You know, his reaction was when he heard Death Stranding. And then he said biased for Donkey Kong as well, which I didn't understand. But the point is, like, it's 100 people who, by the way, you probably don't even know.
Do you think Donkey
and
Kong
that's
should be
fine,
on the
but
list though?
yeah, again, I can't argue with it. I understand why it's on the list. That's where I'm actually curious, like what was close and what was missing, you know, on this list. I'm sure they're in some of the other categories, but that's the argument to be made, right? If it's not Donkey Kong, then what's missing? You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a look.
Silent
I didn't
Hill
really
and-
see like what. Did you guys think there was anything missing?
Well, yeah, like to me, because I know exactly what it is, like over 100 people, and you try to wrangle the cats and dogs and get them all in one room and cut through that. And especially, by the way, it was done before November 15th. By the way, Indiana Jones, as part of this process, was still a potential nominee, and it's probably nowhere to be found because it came out December last year, right? So, anyway, I sound like I have a gripe with this. I want to be clear. I think it's amazing what it's done for the industry, but at the same time, I'm just trying to. I've been through so many Game of the Years, and I'm like, man, I wish that people were more patient. They could wait, because outlets used to do them in like February, or
Yeah.
you'll actually see next year. There are still some people who do them later, but my point is, it's really hard to wrap your head around this stuff. You need to give people the time. So that being said, it's a bunch of people. They arrived at this. I don't think you can argue with it. Those are all good choices.
Yeah, I think they're all good choices. I think they make sense. That's kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is, I didn't feel strongly, but it's because of what I'm saying. I didn't play Ghost of Yote yet. I haven't played Death Stranding 2. Those are way up there for me on games I know that I'm gonna love. Metroid Prime 4 is not out yet. That's out, in the coming month.
I wish you'd play
was Ghost of
Yote because I would
Yote-
love to talk to you about that game.
Yote.
Mm-hmm.
Was Yote in there at all?
It's in
it's
a
a lot
couple
of-
things, yeah, but
Okay.
not Game of the Year.
Yeah, a lot of nominees. It's in there for best narrative. It looks like best art direction.
Game
Um,
direction.
Yeah, so you'll see Yote. It is interesting, right? As you go through top categories, Yote's in like a ton of them.
Yeah, it is.
Like a lot. So it's interesting to see. And sometimes people have trouble parsing through that too, by the way. They see it's nominated in all these categories. And then they'll conclude, like I was hinting at, they're like, how is Yote in all those other categories? And I don't think Donkey Kong is. And therefore, why is Donkey Kong at top? It's like the criteria is different. That's why,
True.
And but it's hard to parse through. And again, it's 100+ people. But look, I think the shorter thing I would just say about it all, and curious what you guys think, is just a crazy strong year for gaming again. And it was just a bunch of really good stuff. It's a hard choice, right?
Do you have any snubs? Do you have any I think this game was snubbed for their individual category, or there's something missing? Do you have
You asking
anything?
me?
Yeah, and both of you guys.
I'm looking at the list of 2025, and I'm seeing most things represented. I mean, I'm surprised Borderlands 4 wasn't in there for anything. It's been well received, very well received, but maybe
was well
people just thought,
received, yeah.
more Borderlands.
Are you sure it's
Elden Ring, we
nowhere
saw
in here?
Elden Ring in there.
It's
Night
not in
Rain.
there at all. No, not a
what's that?
single nomination. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, so I haven't carved through each category. What I would say about that is, and you see this often, is my read on it is, and I've basically beaten Borderlands 4. I was right at the end with my arm issue, and I was like, wow, I better take a break. But it's very similar, but they did it right, But I think because that it doesn't like pop, right? It's hard to cut through in a year where there's so many good things, and you're like, well, it's awesome, but it's more Borderlands. And I think you probably could say the same about Battlefield 6 and some of this stuff, maybe even as well.
I was surprised not to see Dune Awakening in there for something.
I'm not based on you guys' reaction. I didn't play that one, but
Well, look,
that thing blew up.
didn't rate it, but a hell of a lot of people did, and a hell of a lot of people played it. So, I think one of the things they did well is they made a desert exciting, which I think is pretty impressive. Like they got the world building in Dune Awakening pretty good for a survival crafting. So I'm kind of surprised it wasn't there for like multiplayer or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's action. I think First Berserker Kazan should have been in the conversation.
Was
But
that indie, or was it not?
no,
Maybe it should have been. No, okay.
get rid of Doom: The Dark Ages. Sorry, get rid of that.
I know.
Get rid
It's
of
a good
Battlefield
game.
6. I don't like any of those games being in Best Action Game. Add First Berserker Kazan for Action Game. And you could add the other Ninja Gaiden, which was also really good, but
Was it Ragebound? That one?
yeah, Ragebound was good. But I do think First Berserker Kazan was genuinely like a really good action game. Like it was, the action is so fun that I think it's unfortunate it's not in there. 'Cause
Didn't
that's
we
the thing, it
previously
did
have
good.
like remasters or remakes as a category or whatever you want to call it?
No. The Golden
Or was that a
Joysticks does.
Okay, because I remember there being some discussion about that. I couldn't remember if it was the Game Awards or it was something else. People were arguing about what should be a
do
remaster or a
argue about it, yeah.
remake or nominated.
I do like
Yeah.
the categories that the Golden Joysticks have. They have like best indie game without a publisher. So self-published, because this is now also an argument where people are like, well, is that really an indie game? Because they have a publisher, but then their publisher like publishes indie games. Like they're an indie game
Yeah, like
publisher.
Devolver.
yeah.
Yeah, like Devolver Digital, exactly.
So Golden Joysticks is like you have best indie game with a publisher and best
Self-published.
indie game self-published. Like they're two different categories, which is nice. They
Yep.
also have like best remake. They have best expansion because best expansion was another situation last year with Shadow of the Erdtree. So the thing with most anticipated game, because I did have a gripe with this. So if you have a yearly award show and you're doing most anticipated game every year, I think it should be for games that are coming out in 2026, because the Game Awards has The Witcher 4 in there, which is definitely not coming out in 2026. The Golden Joysticks had Black Myth's new game, where the developers were
What?
straight up like, it's literally in our notebook, and we just
Years
made a
off.
CG like
Yeah.
concept trailer. So I'm like, why are we putting that? You know, Golden Joysticks had Kingdom Hearts 4.
You mean as a nominee?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Most
Because
anticipated
Grand Theft
game.
Auto 6, but it was a nominee. Yeah, I
For
mean,
most anticipated game, it should be like a game that's coming out in 2026. Unless
Has a
you're doing
release
this every
date announcement
Right,
in
yeah.
2026.
Yeah, because you do this every year. You can't. What are you gonna do? Have like you're gonna have GTA 6 win 7 years in a row because they put out a trailer one time? Like, what do we
A
do?
fucking decade of GTA 6.
It's very silly.
well, I was gonna say for the Game Awards, I'd have to look, but I thought you would have to have a release date. That's pretty
No.
standard for most. Really?
You do not have to have a
See,
release
this is
date.
where I mean, this is where I do. If that is true and the case, like if the criteria is it doesn't have to have an announced release date, I would just ask, like, look, like I know that we've loosened up some categories and stuff because again, you're wrangling over 100 people and this is what's happening. I feel like it takes away from it if that's the case. Thankfully, everything
silly.
they have in there, Resident Evil. This is from the Game Awards. Wolverine. Actually, does Wolverine have the release date yet? Now that we say it,
It has a release
But-
year,
which okay,
which
so
could
it is
get
next
delayed.
year.
But yeah.
Oh, maybe they loosened this up to be like upcoming years as opposed to 2026.
Well,
like
that's
you're
what I'm saying. You do it every
it's-
year, so you're gonna have The Witcher 4 in here for like 3 years.
Right, but that's where like I'm agreeing with you. It should be releasing in 2026, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not. If that's what you're telling me, I'm like,
Well, no,
why are
because
we
The Witcher.
loosening
When's
this
The
up?
Witcher 4 coming out?
Apparently, yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm
That's
surprised.
not if it's not. They haven't made it yet. It's like not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
I'm
not
also
like
I'm
a
in
thing.
disbelief. I'm like, this has to be 2026, right? But I'm
No,
like, I
it's
guess
not.
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 So
That's
yeah,
funny.
It's silly.
we should clean
Yeah.
things up. Yeah, folks in chat, I saw that. Like, someone in chat, D Wins, was sort of saying, like, can we talk about how it seems absurd? It's blatant marketing and feels arbitrary. But again, this is where I would remind you and spread the word and give your feedback. But it's like, who are making the nominations and what is the criteria?
Fire the ball. Where's
but
Phantom
it-
Blade Zero? People are excited about that game.
Yeah.
That game's coming out next year.
But I'm
Onimusha's coming
responding-
out next year. Pragmata's
Yeah.
coming out next year. Like these
Yeah.
all have like
They
confirmed
obviously didn't ask for what's
2026.
on her most anticipated
It
games
should be-
next year.
because they're
clear
putting in
and-
games that aren't coming out
Yeah, and really, I'm firing back
and
at
leaving
the
out
Shroud
games that are
effect.
coming out. Doesn't make any sense.
But I'm firing back at the Shroud effect of the, like this he's saying all this stuff, oh, did deserve it, blah blah blah, but he doesn't know the criteria, he doesn't know who's voting on it, and likewise, he's even like apparently not playing some of this stuff. And
Of course he's
Myelin
not
maybe
playing any of
similarly is like
those.
his game of the year for him might be Arc Raiders, but he's recognized like, well, you got to have some criteria and like where are we landing on this,
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still going to be. Everybody's going to be talking about it on December 11th, I think it is.
Yeah,
or
I'm
around
really
there, December
excited
12th.
for it. It's gonna be fun.
What time do I have to be up? And what time is it starting?
It starts at like podcast time, I think.
It's usually like 4 p.m. Pacific time ish.
Hold on, let's
That's
see.
great.
The Game
morning.
Awards 2025 start. Start time. We'll
But
find out.
the main reason this has gotten so popular, let's
4:30.
remember,
Yeah,
is
4:30 p.m.
okay, nice.
5 p.m. for the main show.
Right, yeah.
1
pre-show
hour before the
4:30, then 5 p.m.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
But yeah, let's remember.
you-
Oh,
No, I've just got something I don't want to forget, and we can come back to it. Have you guys talked about the Steam, box or
Yes.
whatever it is, and the controls?
Yeah.
but only
You have
Briar
talked
and I.
about it or not?
Last week, Briar and I talked about it
Okay.
because there was only us on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, yeah, maybe if we have time, or if you're, well, I don't know if we're here next week because it's Thanksgiving, but what I was going to say is real fast. Let's remember that the reason the Game Awards became so popular was because it started to debut trailers and like really hook on to like, are we going to see another GTA 6 trailer? You won't, by the way. But are you going to see a marathon trailer? You know, probably not. But what do we think we're going to see? Any big anything on your list that off top of your head you're like, oh,
Phantom
we
Blade
might
Zero is
finally-
getting a release date 100%
Mm.
because they said they're announcing it this year, and you know, it's the end of the year. They haven't released it yet, and the Game Awards is huge. So
Yeah.
and that like people are really excited for that one. It's like a straight action.
What is it?
It's a action game where you're Chinese action game where they just want you to feel super cool.
Okay.
So people are very excited about that game.
Yeah, but like from a broad perspective, I wonder what I'm sure there's a list out there and I haven't prepared for this or looked it up, but like as an example, it's like, Nintendo tease the next Zelda like they have in the past? Or it's like, yeah, what's going on with Mario? Will we see anything from Nintendo, or are there any major publisher drops where you're like, yeah, like they've been hiding that one for a
Pokemon's new
while.
game. Pokemon's like
Pokemon
new. No, not a Pokemon game. The Pokemon Studio.
Oh
their
yeah,
new
that
game. 'Cause they just did a
that
teaser.
serious looking one
Yeah.
from that I almost said that game company, and that's not. They make Journey in that, but why am I forgetting the name of the Pokemon studio?
Game
But
Freak.
thank you.
Game
Yes.
Freak. Yeah.
Game Freak.
They're like actually getting some gameplay from that would be pretty huge. Because
That
people
would be interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know, but that's the type of stuff that I think is exciting, and always energizes.
It's always
us all,
exciting.
So I think we'll probably see some
a
pretty good
new
stuff.
FromSoft like single player game or Dusk
chance.
Blood's
Yeah, Dust
gameplay
Bowl
trailer.
stuff. Yeah.
That I could see as potential. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Because I would like to know, what it is. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
What are we working with here?
Night Rain was such a great time. It was just like a great game that you just played and did for a while and then just put down. I really like Night
DLC
Rain.
out on December 4th.
Oh, really?
I can't
What
wait.
are they adding? Bosses and stuff?
They're adding bosses, new events, new characters, new like end of night bosses, as well as like field bosses and stuff. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
very excited. December,
excites.
I'm describing December as like it's like my vacation month because I'm only planning and I only want to play Night Rain and Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter has their big update in December as well. So I'll be playing Night Rain into Monster Hunter and then playing both. I'm so excited.
Where's Monster
Yeah.
Hunter feeling these days?
Amazing. Great. Wonderful.
What do you think it should have been in the Game Awards for anything?
I think that so it's in there for RPG, which I think is actually a little
it?
bit weird for RPG. I think it fits better into action or action adventure potentially. I think it also fits for like multiplayer because it's especially after like the Omega
Co-op,
update and all of that. Like it's a big multiplayer like community kind of game. And I think score and music, I think it could have been there because like the music's really good. But yeah, you know what? I'm happy for Monster Hunter to become a niche franchise again
Yeah.
because then
you
everyone
prob-
can
yeah.
shut up and stop ruining it.
Honestly,
Wow.
Keep them away.
honestly.
Gatekeeping is good and healthy. Gatekeep your hobbies, everybody. Keep them out of it.
So
Unless you're Briar, just start a new hobby. Briar is the person
Yeah,
going
if you're
into the
Briar,
hobbies.
yeah,
Briar's
if
ruining hobbies
unlimited-
for everyone else.
If you have unlimited money, you can just get a new one. Yep.
On predictions, I'm just gonna rattle stuff off the top of my brain. If anything comes to your mind, maybe this will help. But I started to think. I was like, are we gonna see a new BioShock trailer? Because that's out there somewhere.
Oof.
Thoughts?
I don't know.
Are we gonna see a new Judas trailer? Because that's the one from
That would be
Ken
nice.
Levine, who did
Yeah.
BioShock and that whole studio. And that actually a couple
Maybe.
years back showed up, and I was like, man, it's looking good. They even
Yeah.
did a little private hands-on. So I'm thinking maybe it's ready for next year, and we will see Judas.
Judas, I could
that
see.
one
Yeah, I could see
would be
Judas.
huge. I'm super pumped for that one. Then I started thinking, like, is the Halo Studios stuff in a position to like tease and like shake the sort of ugly clouds hanging around, Microsoft in the studio there? I don't know. Feels too early, maybe. I don't think anything from FromSoft, like you said, except Dustbloods. They would shock me if Sekiro 2 is out there somewhere and they just like, here it is.
Well, I mean,
That
if we're
would be my
following
dream.
Golden Joystick, like, and most anticipated rules, I can't wait for Bloodborne 2.
I like that. Not gonna happen.
Can't wait.
Anticipated
So
games.
excited.
Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, why not?
Gone true.
We're just making
I
things
Can't
up.
disagree.
I would also say there's a small chance maybe to get a preview teaser for the next Diablo expansion. I really liked Vessel of Hatred, and I was like, that's probably due next year. Like, that would just make a great teaser. It's a ongoing game basically, right? I'm like, they kind of need to shake things up. But anything else pop out to you guys? Yeah,
I
there'll
don't
be
think
some
this is gonna
surprises.
happen, but it would be
Yeah,
very
just dream.
cool. The Monster Hunter Wilds expansion, even if it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a name, just like how they initially announced Wilds, just like
Yeah.
title and a look at maybe like the area that you're gonna be in. But I think that's a long way off. I think they're gonna take their time with that expansion.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you thought, like, is it gonna come out by the end of next year? And
I
if,
think
like,
it's
you
going to
don't
be
think-
like early 2027, especially
Well-
because Capcom has Onimusha, Pragmata, Monster Hunter Stories, Resident Evil. Like, they have so many games next year that I think it's good because it kind of gives the Monster Hunter devs time to just like work on the game and not feel pressure to put it out because there's so much coming out.
Yeah. Well, if you think maybe early 2027, that's only, a little over a year
Could be a
away kind
teaser.
of thing. So maybe
little
if you
teasy.
think that, I'd say my dream, I guess, if I had to pick, other than wanting to see what the frig is going on with Mario, because as much as I love Donkey Kong, I'm like, come on, guys, what are you doing with Mario? Probably, Corey Barlog and the, Sony Santa Monica team, whatever's going on with God of War side team project, they've been working on it for a long time.
Prophet space game from The Last of Us, folks.
Oh, like another
The Heretic-
intergalactic trailer.
Yeah, a Heretic Prophet Galaxy Space.
Yes.
Yes, that
I
one. Like a
almost feel
gameplay
we
trailer?
won't get more on that yet.
Maybe. I would
That
love a
would
new
be-
Soros trailer. Yeah, it's coming out. We have a release date for that, but an actual like more gameplay, I'd be so down for it.
Wait, what's Soros again?
It's like the Returnal game.
Oh yeah.
You're in it, Fran.
I was reading it in chat. I'm like, is it spelled like that? I think it's spelled SOR. But anyway, I'm in it. Am I Raul?
You do look
Maybe.
very similar. Yeah,
Slightly.
you look similar to in-game him.
No, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I'd love to see.
I would
more
like
of
to
that.
see that Hunger game by the guys that made Hell Let Loose. It's like that gritty
yeah.
extraction, but like monsters and sword fights and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And even Vela Mortis, we had the demo for that
Bella
recently
Mortis.
too, so.
Yeah.
I thought I had one more wish on my list, but that. Oh well, this wasn't it. But if they tease Legends, Ghost
They
Recon
might.
Legends. They just tease it.
I think they
it
very
to me.
well could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think
Be
that
happy
makes
with
sense.
that.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be, I mean, the good news is we keep seeing every year there's amazing games coming out, which will mean that there should be an amazing set of trailers. Like, regardless, like
Definitely.
in the past, in other words, when the Game Awards was getting started, it was hard to get a hold of like that big trailer because there's only so many things to go around. But now it's like, dude, I think it should be pretty solid. even though, yeah, like us, you're like, I would love to see a new Bioshock trailer, but it's probably not in the cards. Not yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, we have a little time left. I mean, Watch, you mentioned that new game you checked out today, but there was something else. Though,
Oh
that I thought you
yeah.
wanted to talk about.
Listen, Silent Hill. I'm
Where the
so in
Winds
love with
Meet,
it.
etc.
It's amazing. It's the best
yeah.
thing. It's the best story. It's praise Silent Hill F. Incredible.
Nominated for Best Audio something, I think.
It's nominated for audio, narrative. The main character actress, she is nominated for performance, which normally we don't get non-English speaking VA performers nominated. I don't know if she's the first one, but she's definitely one of like the very few, if there have been others. So that was really nice to see because I feel like there's so many incredible international voice performances and it's just not represented at like any of these awards in the West at all.
Yeah, that's a good call.
But yeah, Xbox had their showcase. They did show new Tides of Annihilation gameplay. So I will just load that up real quick because that was pretty crazy. It's definitely a little framey, but they showed a whole ass boss fight and it's straight up gameplay. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate a game just showing off its gameplay start to finish, no cuts.
I was watching it thinking, I was like, what does Watts think of this? Did we know much about this before?
We knew a decent amount, but this was like we got like little snippets of gameplay and snippets of the world, and Jennifer English, Myel, and the other character, she is the main character voice.
From Expedition 33.
Yeah. And I was like, this looks very Final Fantasy 16. Honestly, with like, of course, it's very character action game in general, but yeah, there's now memes going about that. It's nice that Ben Starr and Jennifer English both have their Final Fantasy game that they're in. So, yeah, I think the only thing that really concerns me is the framiness of it.
Yeah,
but we don't even have a release date for this game or release period, so they have time to work on performance. They're under no rush.
What I struggle with when I'm watching these now, like we've talked about, there's so many of these games that are starting to look like this. One of those we saw and it released. It's called Wukong, and so I wonder,
you think
like,
this looks like Wukong, really?
No, what I mean by that is like these visually cinematic action combat games, but until you play it, you start to say, oh man, I don't like the way it feels with the hitboxes and the blank. Do we think that this, you can clearly see that, no, this is like, I don't know, playing like really nicely, or it's like, I don't know, I got to get my hands on it.
It's really hard to say. To me, it looks like a pretty solid action combat. Like looking at when the character hits like a parry or something, it looks pretty good. But it's so hard to say without having hands on it.
Okay.
But I like that it is an action game. I like that it's a fun, like juggling air combo.
It looks very
crazy
Final Fantasy, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does. And this section was really cool with like the mirror. Well, not just that. The reason I bring up Final Fantasy 16 specifically is because you had aeons that you could, icons that you could get powers from. And that's very like what's going on here. Like she's switching between different characters that are like lending her strength to her.
Combos are pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good time.
Does look neat. I mean, definitely. There was a lot like, performance. And then there was just so much going on. I'm like, this is one of those you got to play. And then like, do we know what the rest of the game is? Like, is it like Elden Ring where you're like, big open world, or do we just not know beyond this?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember or know, but it looks neat.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will definitely be playing it. I really liked Final Fantasy 16.
And I think, the last note on that, I was just saying, there's like so many new devs that maybe have some past talent. I don't know. But like every time I look at one of these games, I'm like, who's the dev? And I'm like, never heard of him.
Because it's a Chinese studio. So there's a lot of game studios that haven't done like a full release in the West, because a lot of Chinese games only release in China, so it's it's kind of hard to say.
That's a good point. And then also like, yeah, like breaking through to the point where it's a big enough game that you're gonna even know like the past game they did, kind of thing. So
Another thing before I'll get into the one that I played, Reanimal got an official release
Yeah.
date, which is February 13th. These are the guys behind Little Nightmare. And Little Nightmares 3 came out, but people were very disappointed in it because it's not really made by Little Nightmares devs, but Reanimal is made by Little Nightmares devs. So you can tell right away
insider.
that they have the vibe down. The vibe is down.
Yeah.
It's always scary. I never played Little Nightmares.
The vibe is very spooky.
The vibe is there.
Skip forward.
Co-op. Right.
Yeah, I mean that game looks great. I didn't get to play the demo, but it was
The demo is out
100%. I was
now,
like,
yeah.
Oh man.
You can check out the
Solid.
demo. Check out the demo. Just excited that it's got a release date, and I'm excited that all the fans of Little Nightmares will have Little Nightmares to play. That gets the vibe right.
Mhm.
The game that I played is called Total Chaos. And Blesius, you guys remember Blesius?
Yeah, of course.
He was running like the marketing for this game.
Yeah.
So this is a psychological horror game that actually started as a Doom 2 mod, and now it is its own fully fleshed out horror game. And they now have music by the legendary Silent Hill composer in this game as well. So that's how they got me right away. They sent me an email. I'm like, okay, you got Akira on the composing. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, I played the game for, I want to say like 4 hours. Combat feels great. You're like crafting different weapons from things that you find. You're managing an inventory, but it's not like difficult to manage. You don't have like super limited slots. And it's basically, I don't fully know the story yet because I feel like a lot of these games, part of it is learning the story as you play. But there's definitely something going on with him mental disorder wise. He has panic attacks. He takes medication for it. And I just reached a part in the game where you take a bunch of pills and it shows like another world to you, essentially. So you can go a little mad with your
This is
pills
spooky.
and see stuff, and then you can cleanse the madness, and it's a different world.
Looks like a first-person Silent Hill, Resident Evil, something else. What else has a lot of this like horror, like weird
Exodus,
horror?
maybe? Metro Exodus? People were saying it kind of reminds them of that.
Yeah.
It's spooky,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I had a
Well,
headache.
you were scared a lot. I was watching some
it
of
was
you. You were like,
scary.
"Ugh, I don't like that.
It was
My heart."
scary. It's a scary game for sure.
I was getting worried.
Just the lighting and the atmosphere and everything is really well done. It's trippy. It's definitely my type of horror game where it's got this really cool kind of story.
Those
going on.
enemies looked a little bit like Hell Is Us, the ones with like the hole in their face.
Total Chaos.
So very
They
cool.
announced it today and it came out today. It's on Xbox
is-
Game Pass. Yep.
And did you already mention Yamaoka-san?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was writing the
It's
time
out.
code when that happened, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
they
it
got me,
looks-
Fran.
looks
They're
nice.
like, yeah, we have music by legendary Silent Hill composer. And it's like, okay.
Like, well, if that's the case.
It's really well done. It's really, really well done. There's also a demo. So it's on Game Pass if you still have Game Pass. It's also on like PlayStation, Steam, everything. But there is also a demo that you can try if you are interested.
Nice.
I liked it a lot.
Too many games, man.
Too many games.
Too many games for my arm. Help. Are either of you looking forward to Metroid Prime 4, by the way?
I won't be playing it.
No. That's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Metroid Prime fan, as a reminder, so I'm super
I like
stoked for that.
Metroid. I'm so ready to just play the games I know I
Yeah, the
adore.
ones you named.
I adore up and down
Night Rain, what'd you say?
Perfect.
Night Rain.
and wilds.
And Wilds. There was another one you said you wanted to play, though. Maybe more Yote or something? Or
I do. I want to finish Yote's story so I can talk about the story because at the moment I'm like, but I haven't finished it yet. So I want to finish the story so I can be like, and mean it.
Nice. I still got to play that. So, but I wanted to bring this up because did you guys, I know we're probably at the end of the show here, but fast. Did you see all the drama over Metroid Prime 4 having another preview? And then like there's this character Miles that's like talking a lot.
I did see
and,
that.
There's all this
Yep.
drama,
I
Metroid
did.
4 drama. So yeah, it'd be like the short of it was they previewed it, and Metroid is known, of course, like for the most part. You're a solo bounty hunter on like a mysterious planet, and you lose all your powers. You go wandering around. It's just you and the aliens, and it's scary. It's like Alien.
It's a
you know,
very
the first movie was
lonely
very scary.
game, but in like a
Yeah.
really good way.
Exactly. It's been that way for a long time, but arguably we have seen them experiment with characters in past Metroids from Namco. I don't know why I suddenly forgot the name of the one that Namco did. And then in 3, Metroid Prime 3, you got more of this. But anyway, what it did do was a bit of a cardinal sin, which is like, I can't believe they had the tutorial. I didn't play it. I wasn't a part of this. But like, the guy's telling you, hey, you might want to, you got any apricots? You might want to try this missile over there. And like in Metroid, it's like, like the whole point is like, you're finding these upgrades and it's exciting. And like, you don't need somebody spoiling for you. Look over there. That like ruins the whole idea of the game. I just wanted to also put out like, no, I don't like that. And Metroid diehard. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. But we don't know like how this really unfolds. There was no one there apparently to answer any questions, which is also a mistake on Nintendo's part. Like, please just have someone there that someone can, be a reporter and say like, hey, like, is this common? And like get a little clarity instead of the PR disaster that you end up with. Nobody can ask about it. But so some people, it was like the biggest point of their preview. And I was like, dude, like, I get it, but how was the gameplay? Overall, it seems like the gameplay is really solid, tried and true, and we'll see if it's got the depth and complexity. But I think it looks great. I can put aside the character stuff for now until we learn more, and we'll see. I suspect what's going to happen is we know you're going to meet more characters, so maybe you'll get a little bit of interaction, setting up new areas or whatever, but hopefully not too much of this tutorial nonsense, and hopefully not some dumb lines. This character as well was like an office nerd that was a scientist, and like that I don't think played well in this environment either. So I'm super excited for it though. So a couple weeks away. That was it.
Yeah, it's coming out really soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very curious to hear your thoughts, Fran, when you
Could
get into
be
it.
the game of the year.
It could be next year.
Not for the Game Awards though, but it's coming out this year is the joke.
It is.
So, anyway.
Yeah. All right. Is that it? We did it?
We did
I'm
it.
cooked.
We did it. Thank
Full
you guys
day.
so much for joining us for another wonderful, magical DCP. We will see you probably not next week. I mean, I know Briar's not going to be here.
Yeah,
Briar
I
would
mean,
never be here on Thanksgiving.
95% because it's Thanksgiving next week. So I don't think unless we move things around.
Actually,
we'll
I
probably
do.
take that
I
week
do
off.
have people coming on Thanksgiving for once, so that's true.
Oh, really? So you're definitely busy. So
And we'll be busy
Okay.
Thanksgiving Day. So we'll probably
be back
see you
after that, I
the
guess.
week after.
yeah,
We'll see you when we see you.
We'll see
We're
you
gonna
when you
have
see.
some turkey.
We see
for
you when
us
you see
In
ya.
the meantime,
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
bye. Y'all.